everyone, welcome back to another installment of E to the 3. This is Sensei Jerry Valido, and obviously we are not at the Valido Stronghold. We are at an undisclosed location tonight filming this particular installment, and tonight we're going to talk about my particularly favorite EDC, personal protection tool, EDC meaning everyday carry, personal protection tool known as the palm spike or the pocket spike. Now, this particular pocket spike is made out of rattan. Its design was inspired by one of my Filipino martial arts instructors, Master Joel Juanitas, who a couple years back gave me a pocket spike with this configuration where he had the ends kind of cut off at a 45-degree angle. And that particular pocket spike was actually made out of a composite material which was very dense, yet it was very, very light. One of my students, Mr. Joel Friedman, expounded upon the design, and he actually, when he made this for me, after cutting off the edges here, what he did was he took his Dremel and he made these grip grooves in a spiral fashion around the pocket spike, and it feels really nice in your hand. This particular pocket spike is about 6 to 7 inches long, and it fits right in my hand where either end of the tool can be used to hook, obviously, and to hit. And in the episodes to come, every now and then we are going to be doing some videos on the application of this pocket spike. Tonight what we're going to talk about is why I prefer to use this particular self-defense tool. Okay? The types of movements that you can do with this pocket spike not only will come from your training in Filipino martial arts, if you train in the Filipino martial arts already, but they'll also come from any type of striking art that you've trained in. And the great thing for me is I have the best of both worlds already. I train in American Kempo, and I train in Hiron Arnis Eskrima, which, as many of you are familiar with, is a Filipino martial art based on the blade, with obviously stick and empty hand applications. Okay, those two things have given me a really solid understanding of what you need to do to make this an effective tool for yourself. Okay? Not only can you strike with it, obviously, okay? Not only is it an impact tool, but it is very, very useful for employing leverages and joint locks. Okay? By holding the weapon where you have the ends sticking out of your hand like that, and obviously you can hold it like this, but you are decreasing the dimension and the ability of what it can do for you. You want to hold it where you've got both ends sticking out like that. And with this being said, you can now capture and hook and wedge into different parts of an opponent's body to lock and or control them. And like I said, in upcoming videos we are going to show you how to do that. In my personal expression and application of this pocket spike is a combination of entries and or striking ability that I've gained from my training in American Kempo. You're going to see, once again, also entries and the utilization of proper angulation and footwork that I am taking from my study in Hiron Arnis Eskrima. And you are going to see how you can effectively leverage a person, taken from my training in the cadena de mano style in Hiron Arnis Eskrima, which is the empty hand component of Reintroducing. but also from the different areas of my training over the last 22 years with different people, different instructors in the joint locking and in the leveraging arts. So all of that really kind of comes together with the use of this particular weapon. In using the weapon, in using the tool, you want to become, obviously, you want to have the ability to hold and to manipulate it with both hands, because you never know which hand you're going to pick it up with, right? So these little twirls, I call these body pops, right? The reason why I do these is to obviously get a comfortability with how to hold the weapon, and no matter how I happen to have the weapon in my hand, I can always bring it back. For instance, if I have the weapon and I'm holding it and I'm covering one of the ends, I do a quick body pop, and now I have the other side exposed, okay? And just enough to where I can still hit and do what I need to do. Now, another reason why I really enjoy this particular tool is because you can dictate the amount of force that you want to employ upon your attacker. Obviously, if I smack somebody with this end of the weapon, with this tip of the weapon in their face, it's going to hurt, and they're going to go down, okay? I don't care what part of the body I hit them with, it will hurt them, okay? But it won't necessarily kill them. I could stop somebody with this tip of the weapon here with one good shot. They're going to stop, guaranteed. I don't care how big they are. If I hit him in the windpipe with this, sure. Okay, yeah, that might kill him. But maybe that's not what I want to do. Okay? I live in California. Okay? The knife laws here are they're kind of strict, you know. Law enforcement doesn't play with with the knife stuff. When you're carrying a knife and you're stopped, it depends who stops you. They could give you some problems. I, on the other hand, can carry this. There's no law against carrying this. None whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to take this into a nightclub with me. And, when they're, if they have to pat me down or something, they'll go, "What's this?" I'm not going to say, "Oh, yeah, it's for self-defense." I'm not dumb. Okay? There are times and places to not carry your stuff. That is, something like a nightclub or a courthouse or, something like that. You're not going to do that. Maybe in those cases, those are times where you're going to have a tactical pen with you. Okay? That leads me to my next reason why I like this particular tool, and that's because your use and your ability to use this particular tool, okay, it can be applied to a pen. It can be applied to a pencil. It can be applied to chopsticks. It can be applied to a hairbrush. It can be applied to a rolled up magazine, all right? You get the idea. The size and the configuration, the shape of the weapon, of the tool, is something that is very common, that you can find pretty much anywhere in your everyday life, okay? God forbid somebody attack you in a hardware store. There's all kinds of stuff in there that can mimic this particular weapon, okay? So, that being said, we will once again be coming back with videos with self-defense applications using the pocket spike. On my YouTube page, I already have videos on there talking about this particular weapon that I did. I think I did those videos maybe 3 years ago. So you can kind of check those out too, but we will be coming out with new ones very soon. So until the next installment of E to the 3, make it happen.